QRZ is the frequency in use, is the frequency in use. QRZ is the frequency in use, is the frequency in use. QRZ is the frequency in use. CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters. CQ, 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 calling CQ, calling CQ. CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters. CQ, 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 calling CQ. This is November 9, Delta, Delta, November 9, Denmark, Denmark. Norway 9, Delta, Delta, calling CQ and listening. CQ calling CQ, CQ calling CQ, CQ calling CQ. CQ, CQ, CQ calling CQ, calling CQ, calling CQ. This is November 9, Delta, Delta, November 9, Denmark, Denmark, Norway 9, Delta, Delta, CQ. CQ calling CQ, CQ calling CQ, 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 CQ calling CQ, calling CQ, CQ calling CQ. Anyone, anywhere, this is November 9, Denmark, Denmark, Norway 9, Delta, Delta, November 9, Delta, Delta, CQ.
November X-ray 2 Oscar.
Ah, there we go. I was beginning to think it wasn't working. November X-ray 2 Oscar, very nice signal. I'll give you a read on the over, but it sounds very 5.9-ish and more. Name here is Mike, Mexico, India, Kilowatt Echo Mike, and we're located about 25 miles south of downtown Atlanta in the city of Stockbridge, Georgia. We'll shoot it back to you, Rich, and I'll give you a reading, but it sounds 5.9. Over.
Yeah, QSL, Mike, you've got a great signal as well into Rochester, New York, or Webster, New York. You're 5.9 plus, almost 20 over at times. Just starting my morning, getting up a little late here, having some coffee, and I heard a station from Georgia, so I figured I'd give you a call. Over.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, no, we just jumped on here for a few minutes to play radio, but we got to get to work here this morning, so we won't be here very long. But the bands have been in such good shape, and everybody's where they're going to be for this weekend. So there's a lot of nice DX and stuff out there. So we thought we'd come up and see what we could snag. But yeah, you're doing a great job. You're 5.9 peeking into the red, so I'm putting down 5.9 plus about 10 into the logbook. It sounds great, good audio, and a beautiful signal. Over.
Yeah, very good. I saw I'm looking for my buddy there, AE2B. He's in Macon, so I heard you, so I know there's propagation that way anyway, but I see he was posted, somebody spotted him on the web, on the cluster there, so I guess we've spoke a couple times before. I've got you by log with two different call signs of mine, so I think this is like our third contact. Over.
Oh, very good. Yeah, no, I show just one right now, but that doesn't mean I had some log issues a while back. So, yeah, I got a 40-meter QSO earlier this year in February.
Yeah, Roger. And then we worked on 20 meters with my old call back August of last year. So no big deal. The old call was N2TOX. Anyway, I'm just running 100 watts this morning. I've got the amplifier, but it's on standby. And I'm using an Icon 7300. The antenna is an NSAT half wave. It's up around 50 feet. Over.
Very good. Yeah, that 7300 just continues to amaze me. I probably gave you this speech the last time. It just sounds so good. All those, I haven't met one that doesn't sound good. So they're just a great sound in radio. We're running a Flex Radio 6600. Into a G5RV up about 80 foot, and we do have the amplifier on, and just looking over at it, we're running about 350 watts right now, so that's our operating conditions. Rich, over.
Yeah, very good. Well, I was just looking at the log again. Well, I worked you on 40, but you must have been, were you in Bon Air?
Oh, is that, yeah, you're right. That's when I was down in Bon Air. I just looked at the date, 2/7. That would have been, I think, day one when we were in Bon Air. We went down there to do the CQ Worldwide RIDI WPX contest. A friend of mine and I, and we went down there and did very well in it. Number 2 in the world, but somebody beat us by like literally a couple of 100 points from Europe. So it was kind of disheartening to go that far and come that close and come up with a goose egg. Number two is good, but you go down there to win. So yeah, we were Bonaire. So yeah, no, that was a fun week. Over.
Yeah, QSL. Well, it's good that I work you from Bonaire too. Yeah, nobody goes down to be number two, that's for sure. But hey, that's one away from one. So I guess that's not too bad for sure. But all right, Mike. I just wanted to say hello. Again, I got a late start here, so I got some things to get going around here. I don't know if you can hear my birds in the background, but they're anxious to be fed, I think. So November 9, Delta. We're going to say 73, okay?
All right, 73, and I do not hear the birds, but there's a little, you faded a little bit, so it's probably related to that. But have a great day, and have a nice day at work, and I hope you get everything done you need to accomplish today. NX20, November 9, Delta 73, Richard.
All right, 73.
QRZ, anyone, anywhere. This is November 9 at Delta, Norway 9 at Denmark. CQ calling CQ calling CQ calling CQ. CQ calling CQ calling CQ calling CQ calling CQ. November 9 Delta November 9 at Denmark Norway 9 Delta calling CQ. Anyone, anywhere. Radio Whiskey 1, Charlie Whiskey. Got to get that in the logbook right. Radio Whiskey 1, Charlie Whiskey. November 9 Delta. You're about a 5 and 7, 57 here into Atlanta, Georgia. The name is Mike. Over.
Okay, Michael, спасибо. My name is Vlada, and your report 59 plus 10 dB, excellent signal. For contact, good luck, and hope me have the contact. And then 9DGRW.
All right, thank you very much, Vlad, and hopefully we can work you this weekend in the contest. Radio Whiskey 1, Charlie Whiskey, November 9, Delta 73.
До свидания.
QRZ, anyone, anywhere, everyone, everywhere. This is November 9, Delta, Norway 9, Denmark, November 9, Delta, CQ.
Kilo Charlie 9, 0
Is it Kilo Charlie 9, Juliet Victor Zulu?
Kilo Charlie 9, Zebra Victor Zebra. Zebra Victor Zebra.
All right, Lee, we got you in the log. Kilo Charlie 9, Zulu Victor Zulu. Lee, up there in Wisconsin, we got you. You're 5 and 9. Very good signal here into Atlanta today. Over.
You're 10 open 9.
We'll take that. We like to hear that we're doing well. Name here is Mike, Mexico, India, Kilowatt Echo, and you are about 5 and 7 to 5 and 8, so you're holding steady right there. We're just trying to put a few cues in the log here this weekend, getting our ears ready for the contest mostly today. Over.
Roger that, Mike.
All right, we'll say 73 and look for you again down the log. Kilo Charlie 9, Zulu Victor Zulu, Norway 9, Delta 73, Lee.
Roger, good luck. KC9, zero clear.
Thank you very much and good morning. QRZ, anyone, anywhere, November 9, Delta.
KG5 WRV.
KG5 WRV, is that a Roger?
Yes, sir. My name is Neil, November Echo Alpha Lima. We're in North Texas.
Very good, Neil. Got a good signal out of North Texas. You're 5-9 this morning into Atlanta. The name here is Mike.
Yeah, Mike, you're 5-9 into Wichita Falls, Texas.
Very good, thank you. We're recording this on YouTube Live right now, so if you ever want to know how you sound on the other end, you can go to YouTube, look up my call, November 9 Delta Delta, and you'll be able to see a video with today's date on it, and 1330 Zulu, and it will let you see it. You're about 9 minutes into the video, so if you want to see what you sound like, there's the opportunity. All right.
QSL.
All right. Have a good afternoon or a good morning, and we're going to put a few more in the log and keep it short today. We got to get to work. So 73, and we'll look for you later, Neil. KG5, WRV, NN90D. CQ, anyone, anywhere, everyone, everywhere. This is Whiskey, November 9, Delta, Delta, November 9, Delta, Delta, Norway, 9, Delta, Delta. Zero, Mike, Delta, Zulu again.
Yes, well done. Golf 0, Mike, Delta, Zulu. Calling November 9, Delta, Delta. A very good morning to you. The name here is Tony, Tango, Oscar, November Yankee, and the KTH is near the city of Nottingham. Back to you, November 9, Delta, Delta, from G0 MDZ.
Golf 0, Mike, Zulu, Delta, November 9, Delta, Delta, returning. Fine business, Tony, 100% copy. You're about 5 and 7, 57 into Atlanta this morning. Name here is Mike, Mexico, India, Kilowatt Echo, Mike, and we're just putting a few in the log and practicing, I guess, just listening this morning to make sure we're ready for this weekend. Over.
Yeah, I think the call sign is back to front otherwise. My call sign is Golf 0, Mike, Delta 0, Zulu. Sorry, I'll say it again. Golf 0, Mike, Delta, Zulu, MDZ. QSL?
Yeah, that's what we got in the log. Golf 0, Mike, Delta, Zulu. That's what we've got, Roger.
Oh, good. That's fine, Mike. And how's Atlanta looking these days?
It's been all right. Had a storm roll through last night, which dumped quite a bit of rain. But it's cooled off. Temperatures have been in the 70s the last week or two. And, just typical nice weather except for the rain. So I'll take it every day. The 90s and the 90% humidity over the summer are just too hot. So I'm happy that we're into the fall now. Over.
Okay. 5 and 8. Nice signal. Into Nottingham. The rig here is an Ellicroft K3S. Running into the Ellicroft amplifier. About 400 watts. Into, that feeds a hex beam up at about 30 feet. Sorry, 60 feet. And mixing it up with 20 meters. 60 feet high, the hex beam is, Mike. So, back to you. November 9, Delta Delta, G0 MDZ.
Oh, very good, Tony. G0 MDZ, November 9, Delta Delta, returning. Yeah, your hex beam is doing a very nice job. Your signal's holding steady here into Atlanta. We're running a Flex Radio 6600. We are running that into the amplifier. We're using an Ameritron amplifier, putting out about 350 watts right now from the Ameritron ALS 600. And all that runs up to a G5RV, about 80 foot up in the air and 102 foot long. So that's our operating conditions here, and seems to be doing the trick and making the jump across the puddle to you very well. Thank you.
Yeah, you're doing very well, Mike. I was a big hard off here, and I just got a friend coming to the shack, and he'll probably be interested to hear you. Just his name is His name's Chris Foster. Chris is the name. And I meant a senior member of the segment. For the info is all I couldn't remember his treasure anymore. That's the only excuse I can offer. Back to you, Mike. Go ahead.
Very good, and good morning, Chris. Welcome to the Shack. And the name here is Mike. We're over in Atlanta, Georgia. But, well, thank you very much for the short QSO this morning, Tony. We're going to keep it short and try to get a couple more on the log. We're probably going to shut down here just a little bit after 10 and go to work this morning so that we can go out and play this weekend on the radio. So we'll say 73s and look for you again down the log. Golf 0, Mike Delta Zulu, November 9, Delta Delta. We'll be clear on your final, Tony.
Yes, Golf 0, Mike Delta Zulu. Returning for a final, and with November 9, Delta Delta. I'm wishing you 73 from me and...
All right, 73 and good afternoon, and we'll look for you again. Golf 0, Mike Delta Zulu, November 9, Delta Delta clear. QRZ, anyone, anywhere, November 9, Delta Delta. Okay, Oscar Kilowatt 1, Delta November Zanzibar. We got you in there. Not that strong, Pavel, not that strong this morning, but we do hear you. You're about a 5 and 6, 56 here into Atlanta. The name is Mike, over. You did very well. About the same 5-6 report that you got on the first one. It's holding nice and steady, so there doesn't appear to be much QSB between us, but just not that strong. But we got everything, and very good copy this morning, Pal. So we'll say 73s. We're going to try to get a few more in the log. We'll be active this weekend in the contest as Whiskey 4 Lima. If you hear us, give us a show. We'd love to work you. Oscar Kilo 1, Delta Norway Zulu, November 9, Delta Delta 73.
Bye-bye.
73s. QRZ, November 9, Delta Delta. Again. There's a youth or a young lady. Everybody else stand by. Go ahead. Over. Again. Give me the call 3 times. The call 3 times, please. I got Kilo Quebec 4, Kilowatt something Sierra. I think I'm missing a number. Kilowatt Quebec 4. Give me just the last 3 letters. The last 3 letters. Okay, Kilowatt Mike Sierra. Thank you very much. Kilowatt Quebec 4, Kilowatt Mike Sierra. Thank you very much. That's why we can't hear each other. We're so close together. You're just right here in Atlanta. We're down here in Stockbridge, about 20 miles straight south of downtown Atlanta. I'm just looking at where you are, 163 Nancy Creek. So I think you're up on the north side. So yeah, we're probably within 30 or 40 miles of each other. Name here is Mike, Mexico, India, Kilowatt Echo Mike. And looks like you might be at your school station. So That would be a very, very fun thing to do. Kilowatt Quebec 4, Kilowatt Mike Sierra, November 9, Delta Delta. Okay, very light copy again that time, but we'll say 73s as well, and maybe work you on 40 sometime when we can hear each other a whole lot better than trying to do 20 at 40 miles. So 73s, and thank you for the shout there from the magnet school. 73, NN9DD is clear. CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters, CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters. This is November 9, Delta Delta, November 9, Denmark Denmark, QRZ.
Kilo Delta 9, Kilo Juliet Echo, portable 7 in Arizona.
Okay, Kilowatt Delta 9 was a Kilowatt Juliet Echo out in Arizona, over.
That is correct. This name here is Art, and I'm in a little town just north of Phoenix called New River, Arizona.
Yep, we know right where New River is. We spent about 18 years living in Arizona up in, well, we lived in Flagstaff and Phoenix both during that time, but we know right where New River is. It's on the 17th as you start to head north out of Phoenix up the hill. So you're doing good, Art. Got about a 5 and 7:57 here into Atlanta. The name is Mike, over.
And I heard you talking at the other guy there down the road from you. I'm living out here for the winter. My home base is I'm here for the winter. I'm gonna be a snowbird now.
Nothing wrong with that. You know, I live in Georgia, so I guess I don't have very far to go. I mean, it doesn't really get all that cold here. You get some ice and that stuff every now and then, but I can live here and be okay. But yeah, a lot of those out there, and I grew up in Wisconsin. That's where I originally got my 9 call. So I kind of did the same thing. I escaped the cold weather and went south. I just didn't go back for the summer, over.
I still got my house there in Illinois, but my grandson's going to be moving in and taking it over, so I don't have to. I'm kind of not tied down anymore.
Well, very good. That's a good thing, and you know, I enjoyed my time in Arizona, and that's probably where I'll go back here when it's time to hang it up and enjoy the final years and stuff. That's where we'll retire. So. All right, well, we're going to say 73 and try to get a couple more in the log here. We're going to shut off in about 15 minutes. So we'll say 73, Art, but you're doing good out there from New River. 73 and good morning. KD9, Kilowatt Juliet Echo, November 9, Delta Delta.
73 to you too, Mike, and good luck there. We got the Flyers Club net coming on in just about a minute, about an hour and a half here up at 290. So we'll catch you later. KD9KJE is good.
73, Art. QRZ, November 9, Delta Delta, November 9, Delta Delta.
Whiskey 9 Alpha Victor Mike.
Whiskey 9 Alpha Victor Mike. What a signal, James. You're doing good from, looks like you're in Eau Claire. A great signal this morning. You're 5.9 plus here into Atlanta. The name is Mike.
Okay, Mike, real fine. Yeah, you ought to come up here and enjoy this weather. We're getting into the iffy kind of weather now. A lot of rain off and on, and in the 40s now, of course. And I've been in Wisconsin my entire life. I grew up in Madison as a kid and then moved to down near Milwaukee later when I got married and worked there for 11 years or so. And then up to Wautoma, if you know where that is. Went my high school years up there. And finally made it up to Eau Claire because of a job. So I dispatched for the State Highway Patrol here for 27 years. And I've been retired that long, so what does that tell you? I've been a ham since, I hit the dial here. Give me some talk.
Yep, 14289.0, 14289.0. That's where I'm sitting, W9, Alpha Victor Mike, NN90D.
Yeah, I was moving the mic, and the mic cord caught the tuning dial and moved it a little. So, yeah, I live out here in the country in a log house. Live with my son now. I bought this place in 1968, and I lived here for almost 50 years, and then moved into Eau Claire, 6 miles away. And just recently moved back into the old homestead here. I got my original bedroom, and the ham shack didn't change. My son kept it that way. He's got a license also. So that's what we're up to now. Enjoying life. It sure is pretty out though. All the leaves are at the peak now. So turn it back to you, Mike, and see what else you're doing down there. NN9DD, W9AVM.
W9 AVM, November 9, Delta returning. Yeah, no, we're just kind of taking it easy this morning. We got to go to work here in about 10 minutes, or get ready for work and get out of the house here in about 10 minutes. So we just thought we'd play radio for a little bit this morning, and mostly we're getting ready for CQ Worldwide this weekend, and just coming up and kind of playing with the radio, getting used to listening to signals, and that's really our thing this morning, is to kind of tune up the ears and get ready for the contest season. We are a big contester, and we'll be active this weekend as Whiskey 4 Lima and CQ Worldwide, and it looks like it's going to be a good weekend. Lots of foreign calls coming in, lots of DX right now, and the bands appear to be in good shape all the way down through 15. So hopefully we get those conditions all the way through the weekend, and we can make a good run at it. But yeah, no, we lived in Wisconsin up until, I guess, I went to college at Arizona. So up until about 21, I lived right down there in Racine, Wisconsin, just south of Milwaukee. And did that, like I said, lived there till I was about 21. And then we moved out to Arizona and went to school at Arizona State. And then eventually ended up in Flagstaff at Northern Arizona University, working there for a while. So that's we got very similar trail, it sounds like there, James. We're running a Flex Radio 6600 into a G5 RV up about 80 foot, and we have an Ameritron ALS 600 amplifier that we're putting out about 350 watts with. It's seems to do pretty good for us. The weather here today is kind of gloomy. We had a big storm roll through last night, so it looks like there's still some gray clouds out there. But I think the day is calling to be mostly or partly cloudy. Not a big chance of rain this afternoon or today, but a little bit of gray skies out there. W9 AVM NN9DD. Back to you, James.
NN9DD, W9AVM. Real fine, Mike, on all your information. Yeah, when I moved from Madison, when I got married, moved down towards Waukesha there, a little town called Wales. You maybe run into that name down there. It's about, I forget, seems like it was like 2 miles from Milwaukee out there. Yeah, out on Highway 18, before the interstate.
Yeah, my dad was a radio hand since 1929 or 1926, I guess, actually. And I got his call now, and my call was W9VAJ, and now my son has that call. So we're kind of shuffling the calls around. I'm not a big contester. I get into all the contests a little bit and give people some points or whatever, and just put a few things in the log. Been enjoying ham radio ever since 1952. Actually, 46 is when we moved to down near Waukesha there, and I was 13 then, and my dad bought me a CW oscillator, and I learned the code on my own, and by the time I was 14, I had it down to about 12 words a minute, so it went from there. Also was a radioman in the Navy. It was mostly all CW also. Ham radio and Navy, and then working for the State Patrol as a radio operator. I had it coming from all directions. We'll let you go, Mike. Thanks for the chat. Good luck on the contest, and I'll probably be in there listening. And the bands have been pretty good the last few days. I was surprised a couple days ago how good all the bands were. So maybe they're coming around a little bit. 73. November 9, Delta, W9 Alpha, Victor Mike, Eau Claire.
Alrighty, James, thank you very much. And yeah, no, the bands have been seemingly in very good shape here the last week or two. So hopefully that's a sign of times, and we've hit bottom and we're coming back up, and we'll get better and better as the next couple of years go on. 73, and good day up there in Eau Claire. Well, not Eau Claire. You're in where am I? You're out in Arizona. But 73, have a good afternoon. No, yeah, you're in Eau Claire. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. W9AVM, November 9, Delta 73s, and have a great day up there in Wisconsin.
Okay, Mike, 73.
QRZ, just time for a couple more, guys. QRZ, November 9, Delta, November 9, Delta. Anyone, anywhere? CQ, CQ20, CQ20, calling CQ. This is Norway 9, Denmark, November 9, Delta, Norway 9, Denmark, calling CQ. CQ calling CQ, November 9, Delta, November 9, Delta, CQ. CQ calling CQ.
Oscar.
Again, the Oscar station.
Kilo 0 India, Mike Oscar. Good morning.
Okay, Kilowatt 0 India, Mike Oscar. Good morning back. Name here is Mike. We're located in Stockbridge, Georgia, which is about 25 miles straight south of downtown Atlanta. And you got a good signal. I'll give you a reading on the over, but the name here is Mike, Mexico, India, Kilowatt Echo. Back to you, Kilowatt 0, India, Mike Oscar, NN9DD.
Good morning, Mike. My name here is Cameron, Charlie Alpha, Mike, Echo, Romeo, November. You are 5-9 into the greater Denver, Colorado area. Over.
Thank you for the 5-9 into the Denver area. You're about a 5-8, 58 here into Atlanta. Doing a good job this morning. The bands appear to be in pretty good shape, so we're just out here having a little fun before we go to work. K0 IMO NN9DD.
K0 IMO. Could you repeat your call sign, over?
Yeah, the call is November 9, Delta, Norway 9, Denmark. Double N's, double D's with a 9 in the middle.
Very good. Thank you, and have a good day. K0 IMO clear.
73. QRZ, anyone, anywhere, November, November 9, Delta, Delta, November, November 9, Denmark, Denmark, over.
Kilo 1 Juliet, Sierra Kilo, Massachusetts.
Kilowatt 1, Juliet, is it Kilo Sierra?
Kilo 1 Juliet, Sierra Kilo.
Got dyslexic on myself. Kilowatt 1, Juliet, Sierra Kilo. Thank you very much, John. Name here is Mike, Mexico, India, Kilowatt Echo. And looks like we had a chat sometime last week. It looks like about a week ago today, actually. So nice to meet you again on the bands. Name here is still Mike. We're located in Atlanta, Georgia. And you got a good signal this morning. I didn't look over at the meter, so I'll give you a better reading on the over. K1 JSK NN9DD.
Roger, Mike. So I just wanted to get back to you and let you know you're not only 5'9", you're a plus 10 as well, so audio was great. Anyway, so Kilo 1 Juliet Sierra Cleo will be clear with November 9 Delta Delta. Have a good day, Mike.
Have a good day, John, and you're about 5'9" or 5'7" to 5'8" here into Atlanta. We do have the YouTube stream on this morning, so you can go back and look at NN9DD on YouTube and look at today's video for 10/22/19. 1330 Zulu is the title, and you're 35 minutes into it. 73s and good morning, John. K1 JSK NN9DD 73.
73, be well.
QRZ, November, November 9, Delta, Delta, November, November 9, Delta, Delta, Norway, Norway 9, Denmark, Denmark, anyone, anywhere.
Kilo Echo 7, Juliet Alpha.
Kilowatt.
Kilo Juliet Hotel Alpha.
Okay, Kilowatt Echo 7, Juliet Hotel Alpha. David, thank you for the call. Name here is Mike, Mexico, India, Kilowatt Echo. We're located about 25 miles south of the downtown area of Atlanta in a city called Stockbridge, Georgia. And you got a good signal. I'll give you a better reading on the over. Kilowatt Echo 7, Juliet Hotel America, November, November 9, Denmark, Denmark.
November, November 9, Denmark, Denmark. This is David, Las Vegas. Your signal is a 5757 into the Las Vegas Valley. It is 7:15 in the morning, and the temperature is an even 60 degrees. Over.
Very good. Thank you for the report into the Las Vegas area. You're about a 5'7" as well here into Atlanta. We got a kind of a gray overcast look right now. We had some storms move through last night. The temperature is currently right at 72 degrees, and I think that's about where it's going to hold all day. It might get a little warmer, but I think the temperature was supposed to be in the low 70s today as a high. So, all right, David, we're going to keep it short. We got to get to work, and I've kind of hit the time that I said I was going to shut off. So we're going to put one more CQ out in the air and then shut down and go to work. So Kilowatt Echo 7, Japan Hotel America, November, November 9, Delta, Delta. Thank you, David, and 73.
Michael, thank you for the contact. I'll let you go to make that final contact. Good luck to you and have a nice day. This is Kilo Echo 7, Juliet Hotel Alpha. David in Las Vegas, and I am clear.
Thank you, David, and good morning. QRZ in November, November 9, Delta, Delta, November, November 9, Delta, Delta, anyone, anywhere.
Victor Papa 9, Bravo, Ontario.
Victor Papa 9, Bravo, Ontario. Very nice signal. Name here is Mike, Mexico, India, Kilowatt Echo Mike. We're located in Atlanta, Georgia, about 25 miles south of Atlanta in a city called Stockbridge. And you certainly sound 5'9" plus-ish, but I'll give you the reading on the over. Victor Papa 9, Bravo, Oscar, November, November 9, Delta, Delta.
Beautiful copy, Mike. You're 5 and 9, peaking to about 10 over. The name here is Ken, Kilowatt Echo November, located in Hamilton, Bermuda. QSL?
Very good, Ken. Yeah, we got you there. You're about the same report, 5'9" plus about 10, maybe pushing 20 in the peaks, but solid 10. So we got you in the log as 5'9" plus 10. Very good report there, Ken. Okay, you got to be the last one. Oh, actually, I'm going to work one more. I heard a QRP calling at the same time, so I'll go back and work him, and then we're going to call it a day and get to work. So 73, Ken, thank you for the short contact, and hopefully you'll be active this weekend, and we can work. We'll be active this weekend as Whiskey 4 Lima Lima from northeastern Maine. So look for us if you're on the air. 73.
73, Mike. All the best. Have a good weekend in the contest.
73. Okay, there was a QRP station. Is the QRPA station still out there? November 9, Delta Delta. Well, there was a QRP station. The QRP station only. Anybody out there at QRP? Over. Nothing heard. Okay, last call, guys. QRZ November 9 Delta Delta. November 9 Delta Delta. Anyone, anywhere?
Kilo Charlie 1 Alpha.
Wow. Richard, you are blowing the doors off my shack down here. Kilo Charlie 1 America. This is November 9 Delta Delta. I'm sure you're a 59 plus. I'll give you the exact number in a minute. But name here is Mike. We're located in it just south of Atlanta in the city of Stockbridge. Back KC1A and N9DD. Name is Mike.
Good morning, Mike. The name here is Dick, Delta India Charlie Kilo, and you're about 10 over here in Connecticut. We're located in Old Saybrook, Connecticut, right on the mouth of the Connecticut River on Long Island Sound. I just heard you in there and thought I'd give a quick shout. I know you want to get there to work. We're retired, so we can spend all day. 73, have a and nice hooking up with you. November 9 Delta Delta, this is KC1A.
KC1A, November 9 Delta Delta, returning. And fine business, Richard. That's a beautiful signal you got there. And I wish we had more time to play radio, but sometimes you got to go and make some money so that you can play radio, I guess. Hard to run the radios without electricity. All right, if you want to see what you sounded like, I do have my YouTube stream up and running. I'll be shutting it down here in just a second and posting it live. If you search my call, November 9 Delta Delta on YouTube, you will find my channel, and there will be a video called 20-meter CQing on, it's supposed to say 10-22-19, but it's got a explanation point on the 10. And it's at 13:30 Zulu, so that's the video that'll be today's date. And you're going to be about 42 minutes into it if you want to hear what you sound like. So we're going to say 73s and shut down the stream. And you guys have a good morning. KC1A and N9DD.
Okay, there's 73, and have a great day. This is KC1A Clear.
73, and Richard or Larry and John out there in the chat room, have a good afternoon as well. This is November 9 Delta Delta, Mike in Stockbridge, Georgia, QRT.